Securitization is taking a liquid pool of assets, be it mortgages or credit cards or home loans, more assets that you can feel and touch and use every day, and converting them into liquid securities, fixed income securities, which are traded in financial markets. The biggest example in Australia is residential mortgage-backed securities. So the users are the major banks and every ADI, and they're using securitization for funding, but also more and more recently for capital purposes. Other than residential mortgages, consumer products, so credit cards, personal loans, auto loans are also securitized. Leases are securitized in Australia. Unlike a corporate bond where there's a single issue and a single rating for a corporate bond, securitized products are tranched according by rating, with rating different risk profiles. With different risk profiles, different return profiles. In terms of like for like compared to corporates, securitized products usually trade about 100 basis points more than a comparably rated corporate bond. In Australia, the common theme is skin in the game. The originator of the asset, so CBA or the regional banks or Westpac, they, prior to any bondholder, even the most risky bond, prior to that bondholder taking a loss, the originator takes a loss. So for the most risky bond issued by CBA, for them to take a loss, CBA, they must have skin in the game and they take a loss. In Australia, in the history of securitization, over 20, 30 years, no RMBS bondholder has ever taken a loss. The performance of the securitization is only as good as the assets that are used to secure the bonds. So if you have poorly originated assets, fraud in those assets, well, the bonds aren't going to perform well. In the US, during subprime, which was a big market in the US, there was fraud. And losses were double digit. They were at its peak about 12% losses. In Australia, losses long term are less than a quarter of percent. And those losses, the credit protections within the structure are such that no bondholder has ever incurred a loss.